Ravens take their second attempt to defend the AFC North. Remember, we're still tied for number 1. It is Squealer week. We're taking on the Steelers. Are we beating them? Or are we going to surrender? Is our defense going to hold against this offense? Or are we just going to cave in? We're going to discuss this and a couple of things more coming right out. Hey guys, my name is Sunny. Welcome to szg Sports. If this is your first time here and you love some Ravens football, or you just want a YouTuber from the AFC North or from another team, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so you can be notified every time I upload a video. Okay guys, it is Squealer week and we're going to have a behind enemy line, so that's coming up. But before I always throw the behind enemy lines, it's my time to talk a little bit, right? So the Squealers. We have the Pittsburgh Squealers, and it is in that Ketchup Stadium, right? It's the Ketchup Stadium. It's our second attempt on an opponent on the AFC North, so we have to come out strong. So I'm gonna give you some keys of the game, in my opinion, how this game will be favorable to the Ravens. I think we match up well. Now we have to do some things to ensure we can come up with this dub. Okay, so first one. And I said this against the Browns, make the team one-dimensional. We weren't successful against the Browns. B. Will's supposed to be playing, right? So it's important. So Brandon's there. Make sure they don't run inside because the Browns were running inside, outside, didn't matter. Containment on the outside. Set that edge, Mr. Judon. Set that edge, Mr. Bowser McPhee. Let's set the edge. Okay? And then, like I said, Pierce, B. Will, contain the middle. This Steelers offense on the running side, they're ranked 29th. 29th. Very long from the Le'Veon Bell years and the Killer Bees. On the offensive side, 29th in yardage thrown, 29th in points, 29th in rush yardage, 23rd in pass yardage. It is crazy, right? You're used to being the Steelers top 10 for sure, but not right now. Okay, so make them one. So all these keys at the beginning are going to be keys for the defense. Number 1, make them one-dimensional. Connor, Samuel, Snell, make them one-dimensional. So Connor has a buck something for the year, $139. So not much in 4 games. Make sure they're one-dimensional. Make sure you can restrict them to that run. Now, second, hit Mr. Rudolph. Mason, hit Mason Rudolph. Rattle him. We're Halloween. Make him see ghost. Make him feel the rush before the rush is there, right? So blitzing. Ideally, you don't have to blitz, but this offensive line, although they're ranked so low against the run, this is a pretty elite offensive line. 3 Pro Bowlers out of the 5. We're talking about really top class in the league. So make sure you disguise the blitzes, you hit them. But even if you're not sacking the guy, if you're not sacking Rudolph, make sure you hit him. Like I said, make sure you punish him. And he starts feeling, oh my God, they're coming, so I need to rush the throw. That's what you want. And in that point, he might start making the, bad plays. Okay, third, out of the backfield, that running back, you had to spy on him. You had to have a man on him. Out of the backfield, screen passes, all those out of that flat has been killing us. So third, running backs out of the backfield, containment to short yardage or no yardage, right? Fourth, please tackle. Make sure you wrap up. Make sure if the team makes the play, if the team makes the catch, don't allow more yak yardage. So the team goes and as a second or a 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 6, they go a 5-yard dump. Okay, they got it. Bring him down. Go to 4th down. Don't let him then run for like 10 more yards. Or even if it is for 2, you bring him down immediately. That tackle needs to be on point. Tackle is key for this game. 5th, don't let turnovers pass you. Meaning, if Rudolph makes a mistake, make sure he pays for it, right? So if he throws a bad ball, Kennedy, Humphreys, Tony Jefferson, whoever. Make sure you pick that ball up. Make sure you pick the ball up. The other point that I have is Humphries. I think Humphries should be on Johnson. Johnson is their speedy guy, rookie. Third round pick, I think it is, from Toledo. So Deontay Johnson is averaging 13.2 per catch. So he's your your deep pass, 2 touchdowns. Make sure you contain him. Also, Connor is currently leading the team in receptions. So again, make sure those running backs out of the backfield are being contained. So what I'm expecting to see is Humphries on him. On the outside, I want Brandon Carr, maybe Kennedy, or somebody else inside with Juju. And pay attention to Juju. Bracket him, maybe, potentially. Or just let him be and see if he can beat us. I want a lot of people on the line. This team is basically screen pass. I think Rudolph has 3 passes over 10 yards. So all he does is screen pass and very short completions. I want a lot of people in the box, almost like if he was a running quarterback. And let Marlon and somebody else, probably Carr or Averett, work on the outside. And let's see if Mason can beat us that way. And if he starts chucking it up, then we back off. But first, prove it to me. When he proves it, then we can talk. So, Humphries, I don't want him and Juju at the beginning. And then if Juju starts carving up, of course, then you put Humphries on him. But if not, just keep him on Johnson. And I think those are mainly my keys for the defense to be successful against the offense. Okay? Mainly that running attack has to be non-assisted. The running backs out of the backfield non-assisting in the passing game. Make sure you tackle. Make sure you hit. And make Mason Rudolph start seeing ghosts. And Humphrey not on Juju, at least at the beginning. Let's see how that goes, okay? On the offensive side, Lamar Jackson, just be you. You're a hell of a quarterback. You're tremendous. Keep doing your thing on the passes. Make sure you distribute the ball. So look at Ingram, look at Hollywood, but also you have Snead. Seth Roberts had a decent game, and Hayden Hurst. I want to see more from you, Hayden Hurst. So distribute. Second point, that O-line. Make sure you keep Jackson clean. So they had T.J. Watt, which is a great linebacker. One of the upcoming outside linebackers that they have in the National Football League. So Zeus is going to have his plate full with him. I think Stanley should be okay with Bud Dupree. The concern is, you guessed it, my boy Bozeman, Tuitt and Hayworth. And that inside, we need to figure out how to contain it. Tuitt has already 3.5 sacks. Again, for the inside, that's pretty good. Hayward has 2.5 sacks from the inside. Also really good. So, and Watt has 2.5 sacks from the outside. But again, Suze needs to contain it. The big thing with TJ is TJ's a very, very fast outside linebacker. But at worst, put a tight end. Just make him chip and go. Okay? So, keep Lamar Jackson clean, because you don't want what happened with Cincinnati. Cincinnati's problem was you got 8 sacks with barely any blitzes. If they can sack you without blitzing, you're in trouble. You are in trouble. So take deep passes, but also don't forget to run the ball. Look, we against Cleveland were very successful running the ball, and we have been against every team. This O-line is built to run the ball, so keep putting it on the ground. Meaning, on the rushing attack, don't be fumbling. Obviously, that for me was the momentum shift last week. But Ingram, Gus, run the ball with them. Hill with that change of pace. Also Yusuf. And also Lamar. Look at 1, 2, 3. You guys are not open. Start scrambling. And as you start scrambling, you take one more look, because the defense might start collapsing. And if they're not there, take off. Take off. Don't take unnecessary hits. Just take off. Either hit the outside, or if you're running middle, when somebody comes close to you, slide. Okay? Also on the offensive side, no drop balls. We have Mandrews had a drop ball. Hollywood had 2. So make sure there's no drop balls. Another one. I'm looking at you, Chris Moore. If you have a pass on the sideline, make sure your feet are inbounds, especially if you're wide open. So that's important. And Justice Hill, if you're returning the ball out of the end zone on a kick return, catch the ball. Don't be bobbling the ball. Catch the ball. Okay? So those are my keys to the game. I'm gonna give you my score prediction on the other side of this, but now we're gonna go behind enemy lines with Tony from Lock On Steelers. Take it away, Tony.
Well, Ravens fans, we meet again. Thank you to Sonny for inviting me back on the show. I'm excited. I had a lot of fun on our AFC North collaboration a couple weeks back, and I'm excited for this matchup on Sunday between the Steelers and Ravens. As you can see from my surroundings, I am not a YouTube guy. I'm a podcaster. I don't usually do video, but for this opportunity, I had to do it. I had to come on and talk to you Ravens fans because, look, I gave you guys a lot of crap a couple weeks ago. I had a lot of jokes, and I'll tell you what, I was right. How is that time travel going, by the way? Have you guys gotten any closer to inventing it? Because unless you're going to do two things. One, invent time travel and get back to 1975 when 3 yards in a cloud of dust was a winning football. Or you're just going to keep playing the Dolphins and Cardinals all year. Well, you're not going to get a whole lot of wins because outside of those two games, and hopefully, I mean, could you imagine being a Ravens fan and missing the Dolphins game? You may never see another quality offensive performance until this team figures out that Lamar Jackson's a running back. I mean, although I will give you credit for this. I'll give you credit for this, Ravens fans, okay? The Steelers had to steal your game plan this week. Hopefully you're not offended by it. Cultural appropriation and all of that, right? Hopefully you're not offended by the fact that we stole the game plan. We use a running back at quarterback. It's cute. It certainly could beat bad teams, as you guys have proven this year. But when you face quality opponents, things are a little different in Baltimore, aren't they? It's a little different when you're playing Patrick Mahomes than when you're playing Kyler Murray and Josh Rosen. Okay. All right. So let's talk about this game. Let's talk about the matchups. Because, first of all, I want to talk about the Ravens defense, okay? And this is something that Ace and Quincy and I tried to talk to Sonny about on that preview podcast. But look, he had rose-colored glasses on, as we all did, right? I said this team was going to be 11-5 and be better without Antonio Brown. Okay, that ended up not being true, but the Steelers did lose Ben Roethlisberger for the year, so okay, whatever. It's a lost season for Pittsburgh. But let's talk about the Ravens, and specifically, let's talk about this defense. They're not good. They're not good, and each one of you watching this, you know they're not good. This is a team that can't generate a pass rush whatsoever over the last couple weeks. And sure, yes, they got a great pass rush over the first couple weeks. But again, you're facing a Miami team that doesn't want to win. They don't want to win. They want to lose. And they wanted the number 1 pick. And who'd you beat in week 2? Oh, that's right, the team that actually had the number 1 pick a year ago. I mean, this team defensively over the last 2 weeks, 73 points given up. I don't need to say this. Of course, you all know this. But 73 points given up defensively over 2 weeks in Baltimore, in a team that year after year has put out good defense or great defense. Since I can remember, Baltimore's never really had a truly bad defense. Well, you do now. You have a bad defense. And so sure, Mason Rudolph, it's a gimmick in Pittsburgh, right? This team can't move the football with Mason and all of that. The thing is, San Francisco is pretty good, Seattle's pretty good, New England's pretty good. Those teams combined have exactly 1 loss on the year. So, yeah, they couldn't move the ball against those teams, but guess what? Baltimore's got a bad defense. I like my chances with James Conner, Jalen Samuels, Mason Rudolph, Juju Smith-Schuster, and get ready for this name. I'm sure you don't know him yet. You will on Sunday. Deontay Johnson, who I guarantee you will be scoring a touchdown against a bad Ravens secondary. You also got culture problems. Look, you know me. I know my culture problems. As the Steelers' turn has been the soap opera that we Steeler fans have been watching for the last 5 years. But that drama went a little bit north this year up to Baltimore. After just 2 losses, you've already got players yelling at each other in the locker room. You've already got discord about whether or not players are truly hurt or not. That's not a great place to be. Take it from someone who's watched this for the last 5 years, who's watched the team crumble from within. Not a great sign. Not a great sign. You know what else is not a great sign? The fact that Lamar Jackson hasn't really put it together against the better teams that he's played, and now he's playing the best defense he's played yet. This Pittsburgh Steelers defense, you Ravens fans have known this as you watch this Steelers team acquire talent after talent after talent year after year. It was only probably a player or two away and then a player or two away. And now, guess what? They got that guy. So, look, they added TJ Watt. TJ Watt's one of the best pass rushers in the league. Certainly would be miles beyond anyone on the Baltimore Ravens. As would, by the way, Bud Dupree, who no Steeler fan really loves, but let's be honest, he would be, he would be right up there with Terrell Suggs as far as a great Ravens pass rusher if he were on this Ravens pass rushing team, because you guys got some problems. You got some problems. Oh, inside linebacker, by the way. How's it working there without C.J. Mosley? You guys ran him out of town, and your boy Sonny said the same thing you all have been saying, which is C.J. Mosley can't cover the pass. How's it? I don't even know what your new guys' names are. No one does, because they're bad at football, and they probably won't even be playing it 2 years from now. You got some problems defensively. I would not be. Look, I've been watching the Steelers for the last 5 years. They've also had some problems defensively, but not anymore. Now, we've acquired as much talent as you can have in the NFL. And I'm sure you all laughed at the Minkah Fitzpatrick trade a couple weeks back. Oh, the Steelers team is 0-2, and they lost Ben Roethlisberger, and now they're going to trade away their number one pick. They're going to be terrible. They're not even going to have a first-round pick. I'm sure you all laughed about it. You won't be laughing on Sunday, though, when you're thinking, where? Has anyone seen Hollywood Brown? Where is he? Oh, that's right. Minkah Fitzpatrick is taking him directly out of this football game. There will be no Hollywood Brown going deep shenanigans in this one. Minkah Fitzpatrick, one of the best young players, young defensive players in this league. You may not know that yet. You will on Sunday when Minkah shuts down any deep threat Lamar Jackson and that Baltimore Ravens offense thought that they had. No, and then you got a front seven that is absolutely getting to the quarterback with reckless abandon in Pittsburgh, and they've been doing this for the last couple years. They've been up in the top 2 as far as sack leaders over the last couple years, and that's not changing in 2019. No, in fact, they got better because Stephon Tuitt, who's always been a good player but not a great player, is emerging now as one of the best young 3-4 defensive ends in the league. You add to an already talented TJ Watt, an already talented Cam Hayward, and then you add Devin Bush, who I know, again, Ravens fans are going to think, oh, I've watched Devin Bush over the last couple weeks. Devin Bush ain't good. Watch him again on Monday night, because this is a guy who's a rookie coming into a scheme that, yes, can be complex for rookie players. But what you saw on Monday against the Bengals was a player who all of a sudden was playing with confidence, all of a sudden being a little more aggressive, and we got to see a little more of the Devin Bush we thought we were going to see coming into this year. And that's terrible news for Lamar Jackson and this Ravens team that thinks that they're going to be able to dink and dunk the Steelers to death and death by 1,000 cuts and run Lamar. No. If you've got this great pass rush collapsing that pocket and you've got Devin Bush right there to meet Lamar Jackson as he wants to start running that ball down the field, well, you're going to have a lot of problems moving this football. And I got to tell you, as I look matchup to matchup, look, the Steelers fans loved Miles Boykin going into the draft, but Miles Boykin against either Joe Hayden or Steven Nelson is advantage Steelers. Tell me where the advantage is on a Ravens offense against this Steeler defense. I can't find it. Maybe Mark Barron against, Mark Andrews or Hayden Hurst, but if all you're going to do is throw to your tight end this entire game, good luck. Good luck. I think this game is going to look a lot like the last 2 weeks have looked, which is a Steeler offense is going to be able to move the ball against a very bad Ravens defense, and a Ravens offense which has ridden the struggle bus for the last couple weeks. It ain't going to get easier against the Steeler defense that is finding itself out. This will eventually be a top 5 defense. It's either going to happen now or it'll happen in a couple weeks or maybe even with a coaching change. But you got a great Steeler defense playing with confidence in Heinz Field against a absolutely desperate Baltimore Ravens team. If the Ravens go to 2-3, they sit below the Pittsburgh Steelers in the AFC North. Sonny's been telling you this all week. This is a must-win. You know it in your heart. It is an absolute must-win. And by the way, for us Steelers, it's free money. It's free money. Ben's coming back next year. All these young players I just talked about, they're coming back next year. This Steeler team in 2020 is going to be even more dangerous. So if you can't beat the Steelers now, when? Live on that division title. I'm sure NFL Shop has them on clearance. Go get your AFC North division champ in 2018 shirts and hats and all that gear, because you may not be getting them for a little while. If it ain't happening this year, it ain't happening in 2020. So live on that dream that was 2018, Ravens fans, because I got a bad feeling that 2019 is going to be one of your worst fears.
Guys, there you have it. Now you have his opinion. You know how it is. Steelers fans get overexcited to play us. Well, the one thing I'm missing is my score prediction, and I told you I was gonna give it to you on the other side. I think it's gonna be a close game. I think the Ravens do come on top, 27-20, a touchdown. I was thinking 6 point, but I'm thinking 27-20. The Steelers score 2 touchdowns, one on the rushing side. Mason would throw for 1, and then 2 field goals. And the Ravens score 3 touchdowns. Lamar throws for 2. Ingram gets 1. E.T. I'm thinking gets a pick, and Justin Tucker 2 field goals. I'm not predicting any 2-point conversion, but I'm gonna be wrong because you know how Harbaugh has been going with for 2. Hey guys, if you love that content, subscribe here. Also follow me on IG, Facebook, Twitter, obviously YouTube, at szg sports. And before you go, don't forget to check one of the videos here on the side. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.